Hello everyone, Kyle here, and I'm moving the mic slightly. Just want to be a little closer to me. Okay, so Metroid Prime. In this part we're going to be getting the Plasma Beam, plus some cleanup before we get there. This is also another part where I have not reviewed the footage beforehand. So we're rolling the dice here. We're going to see what we're going to get. Oh, great. More of these guys. With the X-ray visor, it makes this much easier now because we can now maintain lock-on, especially in a room this small. So it's not too bad, honestly. Still annoying though. I also try to. I think I. Oh, that's the attack that annoys me the most. Just disables your entire gun for like a good few seconds, and it's just really annoying. Anyways, let's see. What else is there to talk about? Okay, that's it. That was pretty fast. Thank goodness. Yep, we're going to the missile station. One of the few in the game, and I've already mentioned this. There's really not really much else to talk about in this game, honestly. Pretty much a good chunk of the rest of the game is just mostly cleanup, I think. Because once we get the plasma beam, I think that's pretty much all the core upgrades, with the exception of the Phazon suit. Also, after this part, I'm going to have to start editing parts together again. You know, to like edit out any fuck-ups or things of the like from like the raw recordings. So that'll be fun. I'm going to have to do that spend some time over the weekend if I want to keep up the upload schedule. Also, me and Zomer started recording Sonic Metro 1, though as of right now, we only have recorded one part, unfortunately. Would like it to be more, but Zomer's been busy with stuff. And I've also been kind of busy with other things as well, so it's a struggle to meet up sometimes. It's really hard when to meet up for stuff like this, when your friend is like several states away from you. Got miles of land in between us. We're no longer in college where it was really convenient for us to talk with each other or just commentate on something. Though not really optimal, given that I didn't have too many headsets, and also it's just acoustics in the rooms are not exactly good. It's really hard to record things with two people in a room in college. Oh yeah, I also got okay, I'm pretty sure this is a spam message in my YouTube comments. I think it was for one of the Metroid Prime parts, actually, which I find funny. It's just like, I'm pretty sure it's spam. It's like, go to this, hey, you got some good stuff. Like, you can go to such and such site to get more views. Thanks, buddy, but I think I'll pass. I'm just gonna do this the legit way, at least as far as I can go with the legit way. So this puzzle is a little bit annoying. Well, I say puzzle, it's more like just a morph ball section, because this right here... No, it's not that one. Okay, yeah, it's this part. You're at a weird angle, so it's pretty easy to mess up, and to also misjudge your distance. The key to this is to basically watch where your shadow's at. But this part can go screw itself. The shadow's really hard to see here. But I did it all the same. Let's see. And that somehow killed the enemy, okay. I also need to record more of Star Fox Assault. I'm kind of spoiling like what's going to be like the next stuff that I want to put on the channel, but I really don't care. Like, honestly, I just kind of wish I had more of an idea of what to put on my channel sometimes, because like it just feels like, I guess YouTube in general just sort of feels like rolling the dice. It just, sometimes something sticks and gets a lot of views, sometimes something doesn't. And I've had a couple of videos in my channel's lifetime that have made me quite a number of views. Most of them are private now, but or deleted, because I just don't like them. Like I did like these everything wrong with rip-off videos essentially. Just like I call them all the things wrong with, and it's just like, god damn it, Kyle. Why'd you do something like this? I don't. It's really weird because like I also don't really. Well, I also as I've gotten older, I don't find CinemaSins all that funny anymore. Like I did when I was a teenager, but now not anymore. And I'm also kind of glad that I didn't keep on doing the everything wrong with videos essentially, because I feel like I would have gotten really annoyed at some point. Because I was already getting annoyed with trying to edit the videos, and they're by all accounts are pretty easy videos to make. But it's just like I just got really annoyed with the amount of time I had to spend editing them. There's also like this weird section of the floor that looks like it could have been bombed or something, but it's not. It's just a weird, awkward drainage. That was something I was trying to point out. So anyways, back to the YouTube channel, I guess. Yeah, actually, I think I'm kind of done with that. Mostly done with that part of the tangent. I just don't know what to do with this channel at this point. I kind of want to try my hand at like making more script-heavy videos because I've never really done that. But at the same time, I'm wondering, should I put it on this channel or should I put it on another? There's other things that I want to do too, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to put in the effort for all of it at the moment. I also been working on a game. I've mentioned this probably a couple of times. At least I think so. Sorry. Pet burp. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Now, what was I saying? Yeah, I've been working on the game. I want to try and make it a mobile, but I've also lost kind of motivation in doing that. I got another idea for a game, but I feel kind of bad about like trying to stop working on this thing and then work on another thing. I feel like it's just jumping around a little too much, honestly. Grapple beam, the one of the 2 times where it's useful in this game. I'm telling you, the grapple beam got completely shafted in this game. It's really useless. And it's not useful, it's useless, pretty much. Borderline useless. Think maybe there's a couple items you need it for. That's about it, really. Like in the main game, I think there's only like one. Also, this item's a bastard. It's like there's no way you're gonna know that unless you carefully observe the environment. Alright, and now we're at this section. Which, yay, more Chozo ghosts. Hooray. And also, I love the GameCube controller, but its D-pad's terrible. I'm sorry. Like, that's the one bad thing, legitimately bad thing about the GameCube controller. Its D-pad's trash. Like, a lot of the time, because you saw there that I accidentally hit the thermal visor, and I'm willing to bet you almost any amount of money that I meant to go straight to the X-ray visor, but because I thumbed over, according to the GameCube controller, I thumbed over the down pad, the down section of the D-pad. It decided, no, thermal visor. I am betting you that that's what happens. That was an accidental input. That's one of the few things I don't like with the GameCube controller, which makes me like, I heard like I got into the X series like a while back, and now there's the X collection, so there's also that. But I wanted to try getting like one of the X collections so I could play the other game, so I could play like X4 and onwards. But the problem with that is that the only console I owned was the GameCube, and so I was just like, I just go like, ew, trying to play a 2D game, because I remember the days where I played on the Game Boy player for the GameCube. It was never really pleasant to play a 2D game with the GameCube. It's just like, because it's really awkward to use a control stick when I'm just more comfortable with the D-pad. So I actually looked up ways to like get a PS2 controller adapter for like the GameCube, which those exist. Those exist, by the way. Those are a thing. And just use that and just buy a DualShock controller, like one of the DualShock 2, I think would be what it would be called. So I actually strongly considered that. The The days of when I was broke. And didn't really... Nowadays, I'd probably just, like, buy the freaking console. But thankfully, there's the X Collection on the Switch and PS4 and PC, even though I've heard that one's a bit of a dumpster fire. I just have so many options now, especially with my gaming PC. Perhaps arguably too many options. Also, I'm pretty sure I'm skipping a Chozo fight right here. I don't know, maybe not. Oh no! Yep, there he is. There he is. There we go. I give no fucks. I don't like fighting the Chozo ghosts, even if with the X-ray visor. They're just... I don't like the kind of enemy it is. Alright, clean up, everybody. Clap your hands. Okay, and of course... Who the hell put the door on the ceiling? Like the Chozo are just going around... Hey fam, where should I put this door at? Oh, I don't know, just put it on the ceiling. And then the guy actually does go, you idiot, I didn't mean that literally. It's just funny to think about these sort of things. Also, no scan point on this Chozo like statue thing, and I kind of noticed it on my recording. No explanation at all, it's just sort of there. No scan point, no nothing. It's actually kind of one of the reasons why I like Dark Souls in a way. Because, like, I know it's like, I'm completely jumping around with this, but there's really not much to talk about at the moment. There's, like, one of the things I like about Dark Souls is just how low-key a lot of the stuff in the background can be. And you can sort of just draw conclusions from there. I like when games let me, consider me intelligent enough to come up with, stories. Or, like, explanations for why things are, instead of just actively telling me. Which is also why I don't like Prime 2 with the scan logs, when they basically say, oh, use a bomb. Oh, bomb this. Instead of saying, oh, it looks like it's made out of telluric alloy. Like, there's a lot of effort put into these scans. And to the environment, like, as a whole. They don't say, oh, this is a bombable block. No, they just say, this is telluric alloy. Oh, look up in your... And if you look up in your weapons, like details on Samus's weapons and gadgets, you find out, oh, the morph ball bombs are good against things made of telluric alloy. Maybe I should try this. I just find it's just so much more interesting in these sort of games that are trying to go for like a sort of almost realistic-esque sort of vibe, or at the very least realistic to the point where you feel immersed in the world, at the very least. Not necessarily completely realistic, let's be perfectly honest. An ice beam makes no fucking sense at all. And would not work in any realm of physics. It's just a physics nightmare. So... Yeah, I like it when games try to do that. It's something that it's probably what drew me to Dark Souls to start with. Sorry, I kind of have Dark Souls on the mind a bit. Today I was watching Matthew Matos's Dark Souls commentary while I was at work. He has a nice voice for like not simply just background noise, but just really interesting to hear what he has to say. You should watch his stuff. It's really good, especially if you want more of a deep dive into the more analytical aspects. Also, it's not really mentioned, but the gravity suit also kind of prevents your movement from being hindered in lava too. Or at least it greatly reduces it. You can move much more freely in lava than you could before. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but oh well, I don't care. Nice. Speed strats. Again, you should, after this video, you should watch Matthew Matos's. Look him up. Matthew Matosis. He's got some really good stuff. And he gives a really good deep dive into like games and mechanics and whatnot. Again, it's really interesting. Watch it after this video. Watch something of his after this video if you have an interest in that kind of stuff. Alright, but we are finally at the plasma beam room. There is a way to skip. There's a way to actually get to the plasma beam in the original version of the game. without having the grapple beam. Now what you have to do is that it's a bunch of complex collision, ghetto jumps, L spring space jump, and basically what you're trying to do is get up to this area where I'm at without using the grapple beam. It's very doable. It's a bit finicky, but very doable. And I believe it can also be done before the spider ball. Yes, it can be done before the spider ball. It's a little bit more finicky there, but yeah, you can do it. Now once this part happens, you can't really use this. If you want to do this like before getting the spider ball, you kind of have to do a bunch of, let's just say, awkward jumps. I don't know if I'm going to show it off here or not. I'm trying to remember if I do or don't. Okay, it looks like I'm doing it the legitimate way. Weird. I could have sworn that I didn't, but oh well, my memory's just probably foggy. I'll point out, like, basically the edge around this, you saw that there was like a bit of a ring around this area. You can actually stand on it, thanks to the wonderful collision detection in this game. Be very careful about this part. And it's around these blocks that you're gonna you would try to no, not these blocks. It's a bit further ahead. I also like to use power bombs to get rid of these things. It's kind of a waste of power bombs, but oh well. I don't like dealing with these things, and I don't want to be shoved down to the bottom again. And then yeah, what am I doing? Okay, I'm just doing this legitimately for some reason. Okay, drop and catch yourself. It's an interesting enough section, but I know how to skip it. Let's see. It's around these blocks that you would actually ghetto jump onto the sides of them. And then just keep jumping to the second one, and then you jump over to this door. Again, very finicky, but also very doable. It's fun to do, because then you can use the plasma beam against Thardus. You can also get the gravity suit before facing Thardus, and I think you could probably even... Yeah, you could probably even get to the... Okay, you'd have to, like, sequence break Thardus entirely, but I think you could probably get the phase-on suit and then come back to Thardus and fight him with, like, basically all your gear. And that was a weird bit of physics there, but it looks cool. Just slide on the ground for no fucking reason. And this is where I start to get lost. But I recorrected myself pretty quickly, so I didn't really restart the session. And I was also towards the end of the part, so it would have been really, really annoying to restart the session just for something like that. Okay, and we're almost at the end of this part, just a little bit further. The plasma beam completely decimates enemies. It just burns them. A charged shot will burn them to the crisp. It's kind of got a slow firing rate, but it's not nearly as slow as the ice beam. So it's much easier to spam fire it. It's damn effective against pretty much every enemy in the game, I think. I haven't really tried against fire enemies now I think about it too much. Oh yeah, also those things on the ceiling can be frozen with the ice beam. I haven't really shown that off, actually, now that I think about it. Mostly because I just tank the damage. So, yeah. So I will see you guys next part, in part 15, which I'll probably record on Monday or Tuesday. See you guys.